Four suited, that's certainly within the range of hands you can expect someone to play, but she's starting the match off conservatively.
10-7 for Gail.
600.
And she raises to 600. Connecting cards for Liv.
Call 600.
She makes the call. And we'll see our first flop in this match. And Liv flops a full house.
Yikes. Gail's got an open-ended straight draw. Liv obviously going to check and throw her some rope. Understandably, Gail's going to bet the draw.
750.
750 to Liv. And she puts in a raise to 2,100.
Some deception value to the check raise on the flop with a full house. But Liv, of course, is taking the risk that she would just let Gail Bowman muck air here, as opposed to flat calling and keeping her in.
Gail made the call and the turn. King of diamonds. And now Gail's officially drawing dead.
5,400 in the middle. Something in the 2 to 2,500 range. Would be nice and tempting for Gail to continue.
That's a bigger bet, 3,800 from Liv.
Might be designed to look bluffish and induce a playback from Gail here.
Well, she gets a call.
26% of the chips in play are in the middle right now, and we're only 2 hands in.
River's an ace of diamonds.
And Liv's just praying that Gail is backed into a flush here and will give her action.
And Liv puts in a bigger bet, 6,500.
It's exactly half the pot.
Gail folds. And Liv takes down a nice pot.
And got Gail to commit a lot of chips on the...
Actually. Really? That's cool.
Liv lives in London herself.
Cab drivers are the ones that always recognize me. Like, it's not... I don't get recognized very much.
Suited 6-4 for Gail. She raises.
They're usually the people.
Suited Queen 10 for Liv. And she makes the call.
Barry enjoying a better than 3-2 chip lead, courtesy of that full house earlier in the match.
But it's Bowman that enjoys this flop. A big one for her. Top pair and a straight flush draw.
Needless to say, she's going to fire.
700 to Liv. And she makes the call.
Well, that's interesting. Liv is floating here. It's not that she thinks Queen High is good. She just wants to get to this turn card and find out what Gail's going to do now that she's checked it to her.
Interesting turn card. Gail improves to 2 pair, but now Liv also has a flush draw. 1,500 to Liv, and she makes the call.
Now, Liv could have made a play at this pot on the turn, but the board texture is dangerous with 4 to a straight out there.
River's a deuce of spades. It pairs the board, and Liv makes her flush.
If the texture wasn't the best for Gail on the turn, it's even worse on the river.
Showdown.
Understandably, she checks behind, and Barry rolls over the Queen High flush.
We're in the diamonds bracket. Ace-King for Gail. She puts in a raise to 800.
Still a min raise with the blinds having gone up. Pretty ugly holding for Liv Barry.
And look at this. She will put in a re-raise to 2,700.
2,700.
Well, better to 3-bet and try to win it right here than smooth call, and I don't think Gail's going anywhere.
All in.
No, Gail's raising all in.
How much has she got? 13.
Well, Barry's asking for a count, but it's hard to imagine she's going to call with 9 deuce off.
It's all right. Just approximately? Just approximately, what was it? Like...
Oh, 85, 95, 10,000.
Suited connecting cards for Liv here, 6-5 of clubs. True to form, she raises. Ace-Jack for Gail.
Another big ace. And she hasn't been content to just smooth call in these spots. She likes to 3-bet. So this is a different look. She's just calling with the ace-jack.
And the flop, 6 deuce 9, no clubs, but Liv pairs her 6.
Yeah, not Gail's favorite flop by any stretch. Knuckles over to Liv, and needless to say, she's going to bet with middle pair. But what do you do now if you're Gail? You don't want to just check fold. It's tough to hit a pair, and the board texture is such that you don't need to be too intimidated.
Gail makes the call. Turns a 10 of spades.
Oh, now it's going to be a little tougher for Liv to bet on the turn. But that's not going to slow her down. With third pair on the board, she is reaching for chips.
And she bets 1,700.
1,700.
Well, credit Gail for laying down there. If she calls the 1,700 on the turn, she's then got to worry about potentially being faced with an even bigger bet on...
Liv Boeree and Gail Bowman. Blinds at 4 and 800 here as this match has tightened up a bit. Ace-king for Gail. She'll put in a raise to 1,600. Suited ace-deuce for Liv.
You wonder if she'll 3-bet this time.
Call.
Just a call.
We haven't seen a lot of just defending the big blind out of Liv Boeree. She tends to want to take the lead.
Flop is queen 4-9.
Total swing and a miss here for Liv.
Liv is checked.
Gail can't slow down. She's got to fire the continuation bet. Not in the business of relinquishing control of the pot, which she's purchased with that pre-flop raise.
Liv is called. And the turn. Pairs Boeree's deuce.
Wow, what a fortunate card. Liv doesn't know it, but she's just gotten really lucky to make the best hand. No action on the turn.
Check, check, and now 2-pair for Boeree.
This is real bad news. Running aces up for Liv, and she slips it to Gail, giving Gail a chance to do what she thinks might be bluff at this pot or bet an ace.
3,500.
3,500 to Liv. She just calls and takes down the pot.
Should have raised.
I'm really surprised that Liv didn't check raise the river here. If Gail had an ace and a pair on the flop, she would have bet the turn as well.
Back to our featured table where the blinds are at 6 and 1,200. Liv Boeree continuing to lead in this match. Ace-4 for Gail.
She's been picking up some pretty good hands.
All in.
And she's raising all in. King-8 for Liv.
That's certainly within the range of hands that Liv feels may be best against Gail here. Really close.
Cool.
Call.
And she's called.
All in.
She'll take her chances with the King-8 up against the Ace-4.
Liv has the chip
3-2
lead,
dog
but she is
heading to the
behind
flop.
in the hand. Ace-4 for Gail. King of hearts, 8 of diamonds for Liv. Right to the flop we go.
Gail hoping to catch a break here. Double up and take the chip lead.
4 in
Flop
the
is
window.
4-5-6. Gail makes
Pair
bottom
fours
pair.
leads.
But as you see, the percentages really haven't changed much at all. Boeree picks up a 7 to hit a gut shot straight as one of her outs.
Turn is 6 of hearts. No help for Liv.
Now Gail's a better favorite. Just
Here's the
needs
river.
to dodge the 7, 8, or king.
And it's a 9.
Rivers
Gail
and
Bowman
9 of
doubles
clubs,
up.
and Gail Bowman has doubled up into the
31,000
lead.
now, and the lead.
Bowman showing a bit of resiliency.
19.
欢迎
Back
在
to our
下方的
featured
评
table
论区
blind.
给我们留言哟。你也可以通过官方微博与我们互动，更多德州扑克精彩内容与你的好友一起分享。欢迎访问官方网站 middlepk.com。